Yo, so Honkai Star Rail just dropped another bombshell on us in the form of a new character. We just got the drip marketing for Yunli. So let's go ahead and take a look at this here because there's actually a lot to unpack with this, more so than normal, and I'll get into that. But I just wanted to show you guys this image here. This is her splash art. And she's looking pretty, I like her aesthetic, dude. Like, the outfit's pretty cool looking. You see all these different swords around her. We have a physical type destruction character. So a lot of people in my Discord, literally right now, I'm seeing messages on my side monitor about it, are calling her the new Clara, the Clara from Ally Express, if you will. So I think she's probably gonna power creep some of the physical destruction characters like Clara, or physical type characters we already had. Now, obviously, we just had, very interestingly, Boot Hill, which is not a destruction character, but he is a physical type DPS style character, but he does revolve around breaks, and this character will be revolving around who knows what, to be perfectly honest, but destruction characters usually deal blast damage effects, hitting 3 enemies at once. So I imagine her skills probably hitting 3 people, and her ult's probably hitting 3 people as well, but who knows, maybe she'll change things up. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but she actually has, if you zoom in really far, she actually has nail polish on her fingers. Just figured I'd let you guys know about that. Now let's go ahead and we can take a look at this splash art again in just a second. I wanted to go over some very interesting stuff here. First of all, I don't know if you guys noticed that this is kind of like, I don't know what you'd call it, but this might be Chinese style like art writing. I could be wrong on that. Correct me if I'm wrong. The reason why I speculate that is if you take a look at her bio, we have some very interesting information here. Extraterrestrial satellite communication, Yunli. Swords have a temper. Sometimes you have to touch them to calm them down and put the hilt of the sword in your hand, and it'll tell you what's wrong. Now, I don't know if you guys noticed the pun in there. Swords have a temper. If you know anything about forging or like blacksmithing, you have to temper weapons when you are smithing them. So I thought that was a really cool, like, little secret hidden pun in there, that swords have a temper. But when she's talking about them, she's talking about how they have like a temper, like an attitude, like a bad temper, or they're hot-headed or something like that. So I thought that was a cool little switcheroo. So we'll move on. I just thought that was kind of cool. I'm geeking out about that. So let's take a look at this. A sword hunter from the Xianzhou Zhuming. Yes. A lot of us suspect that we're going to be going back to the Xianzhou, but they thought we were going back to the Luofu. Interesting that they mention the Zhuming here. And tell me if I'm saying that right, the Zhuming. That is a different ship. That is a different ship than the Luofu. So we might be going to the Luofu, and the Zhuming might be like making a surprise visit, or we might be going to a totally new ship. That would be crazy, and I cannot wait to see what happens with this particular patch when it drops. This should be from patch 2.4 because obviously we're getting Firefly and Jade in patch 2.3. So let's move forward. Xianzhou Zhuming, the Flaming Fart General. Wait, did I just... Wait, sorry, let me say that all again. A sword hunter from the Xianzhou Zhuming and the Flaming Heart General, oh, Jesus Christ. Xiaoyan's darling. General Xiaoyan's darling. My bad, she's not the Flaming Fart General, somebody else is the general. The darling granddaughter. Jesus Christ, let's move forward. Frank and straightforward. She practiced swordsmanship forging from the Xiaoyan since young, and this is the second youngest prodigy swordmaster of the Flame Wheel Octet. And so, when I read the Flame Wheel Octet, that reminds me very heavily of, what was it, the five sword quintet from the Luofu. Am I saying that wrong? It's the 5 sword quintet from the Luofu. So we have a whole entire new set of super duper OP characters coming to us very soon, and I can't wait to see the next character that power creeps Jing Liu. I'm a sword master. I am a sword sucker. I cannot wait to see what characters end up coming out. Fueled by an intense loathing for the cursed swords that emerged from the Zhuming, she vowed to hunt down and wipe out all cursed swords. I'm super down for this. Her English voice is Brenna Larson. Why does Brenna Larson ring a bell? Does anyone recognize this name? Is this already a popular VA? I don't know if, let me know if you guys know who that is. That rings a bell. So, because of that information that we just saw from that, you know, the bio, I wanted to take a look again at this splash art with that information in hand. If you take a look back here, it looks like there's actually a faded version of her splash art there. I thought it was an image of a different person, but you see some chains back here in the background. I can't tell if this is a furnace behind her, almost like a forge of some kind. It might have something to do with, you know, the tempering of weapons like we saw up here. Just a little bit of like some kind of like some lore that they might be dropping on us right now. And as you can see, there's like a little black circle here, which reminds us very heavily of kind of like that void that Fu Xuan sort of uses. And if you've ever played Elden Ring or Dark Souls, this reminds us very heavily of like the new DLC, like dripping I think it's called sap. The new DLC is dripping sap, but it reminds us of an eclipse. And in, you know, Dark Souls and in Berserk, the manga, there is an eclipse event that takes place there. I wonder if they're taking inspiration from that, but I noticed something behind it instead, actually. I don't know if you guys can see that this is actually very hot metal, more than likely, and this is, behind her, more than likely a forge of some kind. These splash arts tend to tell us a whole heckin' of a lot, like Acheron's splash art does. If you guys didn't know, Acheron's splash art is how I found out about Acheron's secret hidden lore that you guys probably have no idea about. And no, we have not been shown that lore yet in the game. So I'll pin in the pinned comment and description below Acheron's hidden lore video that I covered many months ago, if you guys are interested in that one. But I wanted to go ahead and like just kind of point out some of the stuff and see if there's anything else we can see here. No, it's just a forge back there. And we see these steps up here going up to what seems like a forge of some kind, or a smelting station of some kind. Now, it seems like this is a very powerful character. Some people, like in my Discord, were calling this a child or something like that, but it seems like it's yet another Sparkle type of character or Fu Xuan type of character where it's an adult, but they're just a short stack. You know what I mean? They're just kind of small. I mean, bro. She might be the second youngest prodigy swordmaster, but she's a prodigy swordmaster, and she's what is she doing? She's like hunting. She's hunting down cursed swords. You guys know any children that know how to do that? I mean, Huohuo's the closest thing we know to that, but technically Huohuo's 38 years old in the lore. Now, you're not going to convince me that Huohuo is not, like, at least in the body of a child, but she's a Foxian, so she's a long-life species. Anyway, I just wanted to go over that kind of, that sort of situation with you guys here. I thought that this was very, very interesting, and we have yet another barefoot small character in this game. What is going on with the short barefoot characters? Oh, like, do you guys not own shoes? Like, what's going on here? But I will say, I like the thigh strap and I like the ankle bracelet that she is wearing. That looks pretty cool. I love the aesthetic of this character. They're looking pretty cool. It's a little odd to me that she has flames around her hand and she's going to be a physical type destruction. So that's cool to me. You see flames around the L of her name too, so I'm very interested to see if she has like flame attacks, but she's not technically a flame type of destruction character. It almost reminds me of Eula from Genshin Impact, how Eula is an ice type character, but she's actually a physical type, like damage dealer. I'm wondering if this might be the same situation with Yunli, how she's kind of like a fire type character, but she is only dealing in combat physical type damage. So let me know what you guys think, and if you guys found any of this informative or helpful in any way, shape, or form, consider leaving a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.